We begin this story with Danny and Hunter, two friends who share a past in the special forces and now work together to put bread on the table. But don't be fooled, they aren't bricklayers or door-to-door salesmen. They're assassins scouting the area for a job. Their conversation is interrupted by their friend Mayer's voice over the radio. The convoy is approaching and the device is armed, so it's time to work. With a great explosion, Mai gets rid of the escort car, allowing Danny, who is the man of action, to enter and search the cars for his target, only to look in the back seat 1 second later and realize there is a child in the car. While deciding what to do, he's shot in the arm by a police officer in the wrong place at the wrong time. After shooting Danny, Hunter sends in to St. Peter from afar with his rifle. Davey, his skilled driver, arrives and gets him out safely. The job is complete. But Danny is fed up with that life, so after that day he retires and moves to Australia, which leads us to a time jump of a year, and we see him living a frugal life. But one morning he receives a package with information about Hunter, who has been kidnapped and is captive in Arab territory. Without delay, he goes there and meets John, the contact who sent the package. All he knows is Hunter listed him as an emergency contact or something. In the car, John tells him Hunter had a job and ruined it. So now he's kidnapped. However, the client is still waiting for results, so Danny can finish the job, save his friend, and keep the $6 million payment Hunter was going to receive. John takes him to his client's palace. There Danny meets Bahai, the heir to the throne, and Sai, his father, the current leader, who seems to be very close to passing on to the next life. The mission is simple, pure, and direct revenge against the 3 high-ranking officers who killed Bahai's brother, as Siak doesn't have much time left to live, and the revenge must be completed before Don dies, and time is against him. It's no longer about whether he'll accept, because Shaq revealed he has Hunter in his dungeon, but he paid half the money for an incomplete job and wants results. Before starting, Danny asks the old man to let him see Hunter. He wants to verify that he's still alive, so they take him to the basement. There is Hunter, defeated and tired, however. Danny asks him if he has the strength for one more battle and he agrees. When the guard comes to take Danny from the basement, he knocks him out and steals his weapon. Then they escape together. Unfortunately, they don't get far as Behi's head of security catches them and returns Hunter to his cell. Danny leaves the palace empty-handed and tells John that he will do the job, but if he finds out something happened to Hunter, he will come for him and kill him. Immediately afterward, he takes a plane to France to meet with Meyer and Davis, who also continued with their lives, but upon learning that their mentor is in danger, they agree to help. Meyer, who is a bit more ambitious, asks if there will be money, and Danny tells them about the $6 million. He doesn't want his share, he just wants to save Hunter, so they can keep it. Once they have everything arranged, Danny shows them the first target on the list, a military man named Harris who lives in Oman, so they must take another plane immediately. As soon as they arrive in Arab territory, Davis begins his part of the work, which involves gathering information, but he asks in the wrong place and someone tips him off to a guy named Spike. Spike is a killer just like them, but he gets paid to protect men like Harris. So they are on opposite sides, which means the team now has someone on their backs, and all because Davis is a bit rusty. Spike gathers his clients, high society criminals, and tells them there's a group of assassins in the city. Every man in that room is in danger. Spike sends Martin, his trusted man, to watch Davis, and he manages to get photos of the entire team. But the reflection of his camera gives him away, so he ends up fleeing through the desert while Danny and the rest chase him. Martin hides in a tunnel and releases a swarm of bees, allowing him to escape without Danny seeing his face. Davis tells them that he destroyed the spy's car, so they have a few hours before she can return to the city. If they hurry, they can do the job and leave the country safely. Danny agrees, and shortly after they are at Harris's house, whom they subdue and tie to a chair, forcing him to record a video where he admits his guilt for the death of Bahai's brother. But he also admits that he doesn't work alone, and at that moment Danny lifts him and takes him to the bathroom, where he plans to crush his head with a hammer made from the same bathroom ceramic, wanting it to look like an accident. However, everything goes to hell when they hear a knock on the door. Danny steps away to see who it is and leaves Meyer alone with Harris. When Danny sees Harris's girlfriend at the door, he returns to do the job. but realizes that Meyer got ahead and blew his head off with a shot. Although it wasn't done to Danny's standard, the job was accomplished and the team left the country before Spike could receive the photos of Martin. Once in England, Davis goes with his trusted man to buy information on the next target. This one steps away for a moment, but Davis can hear him on the phone talking about him with Spike, so he grabs a brush and kills him before he can say anything else. With this, Davey knows it was his fault they followed him in Oman, so he steals what he needs and destroys the rest. However, this doesn't stop Spike from learning about the informant's death. Davis returned with the team and shows them the next target, a subject known as Crack. This time, Danny orders his friends to respect his way of doing the job. Crack must die, but they will make it look like an accident. The team agrees and Danny illegally breaks into a hospital to steal a compound that can help them with the job. Unfortunately, when he comes out with the drug, Spike is outside and notices his strange behavior. So he follows him and Danny flees until he reaches an abandoned building where he manages to hide and plan a surprise attack. Spike falls into the trap and a cool fight begins in which we don't know who will win. After an illegal move hitting him low, Danny wins, but can't finish. So he flees. That night, the plan begins. Davis manages to distract the guards so that Danny can break the fence and enter the complex, while Meyer provides cover from a distance. Once inside, Danny approaches Crack and poisons his coffee with the drug. Later, when everyone goes out for a training drill, Crack collapses in the middle of nowhere and offers to save his life if he admits to having participated in the death of Bahai's brother. And Crack confesses, but Danny abandons him in the middle of nowhere to freeze to death. A few days later, John shows up with information on the third target, a guy named Simon, who might be the easiest of all. It is at this moment that we realize Danny has a girlfriend in Australia named Anna. She is being very patient and hasn't asked him what he's doing, but her patience won't last forever. Danny promises her that he will return soon. Davis investigates Simon and finds out he's a retired officer, but still has fighting skills, as he beat up some guys trying to steal his car. While Simon is beating them up, Spike appears and stops him. At that moment, Daniel tells Davis that that was the guy who attacked him and he wants to know who the hell he is. John gets all the information about Spike and tells them not to worry, he won't be a problem anymore. So he meets with Midwich, a former criminal associate, and reveals to him that they are only after Simon and not his other criminal associates. Midwich spreads the word and soon the man who supported and funded Spike abandon him. They prefer that Simon, who is retired, dies rather than continue paying Spike to protect them from nothing. Once John assures them that Spike will no longer be a problem, the plan continues. The plan consists of modifying a truck to drive it remotely and run over Simon. The team hires Jack, the young techie who will make it possible to drive a real truck by remote control. A few days later, the plan is underway, and while Jack drives the real car, Meyer operates the truck from the back seat. When the time comes for the getaway, Jack messes it up. As they exit the car, one of Spike's men spots them, sparking a chase to the docks. The subject has a lot of strength and brutality. Unfortunately, the caliber of the weapon caused the bullet to go through not only the guy's head but also Meyer's. With his partner's death, Danny is furious with Jack, but it was his fault for taking the rookie on the mission. When Spike learns of the death of his friend and right-hand man, he forgets about the money and starts hunting them down. But this has become personal. The first to fall is Davis, who is bad at hiding and not drawing attention. Spike and his team locate him in a hotel, and after a short chase, they end his life. That night, when Spike returned home, he found Danny, who was waiting for him with a gun. He tells him that SP, tired of so much death, that's why he doesn't shoot him immediately. He wants to leave the matter here and move on with their lives, revealing that he could have killed him 3 times today. If Spike does not abandon his pursuit of him, he will have no choice but to return and kill him. Finally, Spike realizes that Danny's skills are far superior and accepts the truce. Next, Danny travels to Siak Palace to deliver SP Simon's latest recording and free Hunter. Back with Spike, Martin revealed that all his clients abandoned him because of John, who is a partner of Danny, who completely ruined them in just a few days. That night, Danny receives a call from John, who tells him they targeted the wrong person and need to resolve this immediately. Danny tells them to go to hell, but John says his wife's hair smells wonderful. Danny quickly hangs up and ensures Anna is okay, but on the pillow next to her head is a rifle bullet, a clear threat. Danny tells Anna they are not safe here, so they travel to London with Hunter. He offers to keep her safe until the job is done, so he meets with John and he shows him Jeremy, the last on the list. However, John has no idea that Spike has microphones in his office. Despite all this, Danny does his job, finds Jeremy, and kills him without hesitation. Spike, arriving late, only sees Danny's shadow as he flees, but he doesn't get forced since Spike's men were watching every corner and caught Danny alive. Back with Jeremy, Spike finds out he was shot with rubber bullets and is alive. Martin has Danny handcuffed and is beating him. Spike arrives with many questions and little patience. He wants to know why he is killing high-ranking military officers and for whom he is doing it. Danny tells him everything, and Spike learns that this is not personal against him or his work, so there's no need for them to fight each other. Spike orders his men to retreat, and a few minutes later, Midwick appears and handcuffs him alongside Danny. He is following orders from Vade, who plans to take leadership and will give him a large sum for killing the man who protects those responsible for his brother's death. Danny is just in the wrong place at the wrong time, as Midwick doesn't plan to let him live, but he breaks free and manages to escape through a window, leaving Spike to settle his matters with Midwick. Back with Anna, she is being followed by one of John's men. Luckily, she is Hunter, who kills him silently. Seeing that his man doesn't show up, John decides to do the job himself. The plot twist comes when we see Spike at Sayak's palace, and he tells the old man that he's there for the money from the job and shows him the fake photos of Jeremy's death. Once Sayak sees them, he considers his revenge complete, and Spike helps him pass through the other world. Then he demands the briefcase from Bahid and leaves with the money. Hunter, who was watching the area to provide cover for Danny, realizes that Spike got ahead of them and starts a chase. After catching up, Hunter takes his share of the money, and Spike says he killed the old man, so Danny spares him and they go their separate ways. Shortly after, he reunites with Anna and starts his life with her in London, as he fell in love with the city and doesn't want to return to Australia. And that's how this great movie ends. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and thanks for